Alright, you're on video 8 of the Fast Start video workshop. Alright, so one example of using systems in marketing. Okay, this example of a system is based on a real estate business strategy Dan borrowed and made universally applicable nearly 30 years ago. It's called, drumroll please, I can't do a drumroll. Alright, farming. Alright, so here's what realtors do in the real estate industry. Okay, they identify a small manageable group of good prospects, usually in a zip code area, right? So that's the target market. Okay, for us, we're going to identify a small manageable group of good prospects, a niche market. Design a story and an offer attractive to them. This is going to be our marketing message, and put that in front of them repeatedly in a short period of time using direct mail, and possibly supplemented with other contacts. Okay, this is going to be our marketing media. Okay, market more comprehensively and intensely to a smaller selected number so you can have real impact instead of spitting to the ocean. You know, there's a saying, you want to be a large fish in a small pond. Don't be a tiny minnow in a giant ocean. Okay, so let's show an example of its power using that system. Okay, real estate agent in 5 years, 375 transactions, all in one subdivision. Wow. A financial advisor in 3 years, over 80 new clients, over 30 million under management, all from a very carefully selected, compiled list of only 410 presidents of family-owned businesses. Okay, a restaurant in 4 months, repeat carry-out delivery business established with 67 of 180 offices in one office complex. Isn't that cool? Alright. So you're probably saying to yourself, but I've tried direct mail before. Well, not the way Dan Kennedy teaches doing direct mail. Let's look at some classic examples. Alright, these are the Giorgio letters, and they're taken directly out of the older magnetic marketing toolkit. Okay, so this letter probably doesn't look like your average letter, your professional letter, right? But let me share with you a couple common traits about this letter that are very important. Number one, there's a headline up front. Okay, confidential letter to the husband of the house from Giorgio, romance director, Giorgio's Italian Grotto. Okay, and there's a photo of Giorgio. Okay, so when you write letters, you want to have a formula. Okay, when you do a sales presentation, you want to have a formula. Okay, one of the most common formulas for writing or presenting is called the AIDA formula: attention, interest, desire, and action. I like the one Dan Kennedy uses, which is present the problem, agitate the problem, meaning here's what will happen if you don't do anything about it, and then present the solution. Problem, agitate, solve. Okay, and as you'll see here, he has these: problem, agitate, problem, to the rescue, the solution. Okay, you want to create vivid word pictures that appeal to the senses. So let me read this real quick. So, confidential letter to the husband of the house from Giorgio, romance director, Giorgio's Italian Grotto. She may be waiting, just anticipating things she may never possess. But while she's waiting, try a little tenderness. Dear husband, here's the problem. Okay, women are different than we are. Viva la différence. Your loving wife needs, wants, and deserves special attention, maybe more often than you think to give it to her. We're going to agitate the problem now. So you're busy, preoccupied with work, aggravated with that dum-dum that you have to deal with every day at the office. Tired. Who has time or energy to even think about romance? 2/3 of all marriages end in divorce, and the number one reason given by divorcing women? He just didn't pay enough attention to me anymore. For you, my friend, I have a solution. Okay? And so here's the solution. With the letter, you are entitled to an evening charmed by all the creativity of Giorgio, the official romance director of Giorgio's Italian Grotto. Okay, and then it basically describes the evening. Okay, see, that's a very powerful letter. All right, using the problem, agitate, solve format. Okay, letter number 2. This is important. Letter number 2 goes out 7 days later. Okay, so again, a headline and a gimmick. The gimmick here are 3 pennies. Now there's 2 reasons for that. Number 1, it captures their attention the moment they open it. But number 2, before they even open it, they feel something hard in the envelope. Creates curiosity. Gets them to open it. Okay. So, problem, agitate problem, and solve with an irresistible offer down here, okay? So I'm just going to start with the beginning of the letter so you can kind of see 3 coins in a fountain. As you can see, I've attached 3 shiny pennies to this letter. I've done this for 2 important reasons. First, to grab your attention for just a moment, or 2 or 3. Second, to remind you of that wonderful romantic song, 3 coins in a fountain. You see, this is your second notice, your romance wake-up call from me, Giorgio, the romance director at Giorgio's Italian Grotto. My bell tolls, does it toll for thee? Okay, and then it goes into, the problems of not doing things for your wife, and da-da-da-da, and then it reminds them of the irresistible offer he made in the first letter. Okay. Letter number 3 is, same thing, okay, here, this goes out 7 days later after that. Hear that lonesome whippoorwill, he sounds too blue to cry. Dear husband, this is Giorgio, too blue to cry, disappointed. Attached are copies of my 2 previous letters I recently sent you, extending my very special invitation to let me create a magical romantic evening for you and your loving wife. Maybe you missed them? Please read now, hoping I might still hear from you. Okay? And then the last one, can this marriage be saved? Very funny, okay? But you see there was a sequence of letters. Each of the letters had a formula for writing, the problem, agitate, solve formula, okay? And they were unique. They didn't look like, in my opinion, crappy professional letters. They wouldn't have gotten read that way, okay? I'll see you on video next.